What up, guys? That Comic Awesome here, doing another review, doing Batman 46, and this is The Gift Part 2. And I can't express how much Booster Gold is literally the worst person. And not on purpose. He's like that guy, which lends itself to be very entertaining. So in Part 1, Booster Gold had gone back in time and saved Bruce's parents. In doing that, he altered the timeline. What he wanted to give Bruce was a Superman-like experience, which I think it wasn't the Oz effect. It was one of the few storylines ago in Action Comics where essentially Superman had lived in this virtual reality, but it became almost Vanilla Sky-esque. It became too perfect, and he realized this wasn't where he wanted to be, so he went back out, into the world. So Booster Gold wanted to give Batman a similar experience of reinvigoration of purpose and stuff like that. So he saves his parents. He travels back to the future and tells Bruce, he's like, look, I saved your parents. No. Now you're not Batman. Your parents are here, but the world is falling apart. How about, don't you want to go back in time and, kill your parents now and then become Batman again? And he's like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to, I love my parents. I'm going to keep loving my parents. And so he destroys Booster Gold's time machine. So that's where we kind of pick up. Now we're 1 year later. So we have now, Booster Gold has been stuck in this alternative reality for a year now, and Gotham really is just gone to hell in a handbag, everywhere. So not only is Catwoman a thief, a master cat burglar, but she's also a serial killer. So that's one thing that Batman does. And Booster Gold looks a little rough. I don't know if this is on purpose, or I have to believe it is. One of the things I kind of enjoyed it was one of those where it was like, you ever have a little taste of something really good, and then you have a lot of it, and then you start not to like the taste. You're like, ugh, why'd I even like that to begin with? There was a little bit of that in this, in the way Booster Gold talks. And I say that because he talks like an absolute piece of crap. Almost, not even like a piece of crap, like a crazy person. He reminds me of Rorschach, old Rorschach, where there's another person in the room, but all he's doing is really talking to himself, and he's talking about how he's going to set Selina and Bruce up, and that will make things, love at first sight. And he keeps using a meet cute, whatever millennial speak that is. But he keeps no, you're right. This is insane. Why would he? I mean, you wouldn't just. It'll never work. At least not without a whole bunch of leather. Yeah. Again, I have to think at this point, Booster Gold has been trapped here, and this is not the first thing. This can't be the first thing that he's tried. So he's probably has been desperately trying to get Bruce to go back in time and essentially kill his parents, and he hasn't been able to. He's a year has passed. He just hasn't been able to convince Bruce to do it, and so he thinks by hooking him up with Catwoman, who only says meow, will help that. So meanwhile, Thomas Wayne had a heart attack, and this is again the difference of Bruce, the psyche of Bruce losing his parents as a child versus Bruce losing his parents as an adult. Because I think losing your parents as a child, all you have is the idea of them. You have this figment of your imagination of what you know what they are. And you know, you hear stories and it's always like the best, you know, it's always the best parts of the story. Sometimes you get some bad ones, but you know, you kind of have this idea of them in your head, and when you grow up you don't need that idea anymore because you have them, and you start to be able to form your own opinions and like who they are. And so, you know, Bruce is sitting here, he's in a church, and he says, you know, I try not to ask for anything. I have so much. I'm so grateful, but I have to. My father, everything's so wrong. Everywhere, everything. But my father, I need my. He said, I just want my dad to be okay. It's enough. So he's saying right here, you know, Gotham. He knows that Gotham is not right. Gotham is burning to the ground. But he says, all I need is my dad. That's enough. See, Bruce without his dad doesn't think that. Bruce without his dad feels the city is the heart of what drives Batman, whereas his dad is the heart of what drives him. So it's just interesting to see how that dynamic changed with him being able to grow up with Thomas Wayne. And that's not saying Thomas Wayne is a bad dad. It's just saying that, again, your perception of your parents changes as you get older. You know, how I think of my parents is different than how I thought of them when I was a kid. You know, when you're a kid, you kind of have this expectation. Now you're an adult, that expectation is removed and replaced by reality. And his reality is he wants his dad to be okay, and he doesn't care what burns down to get that. I'm going to skip a lot of the middle stuff, and I want to spoiler. In fact, I'm going to show the end because there's a part I really want to dissect. So if you don't want to know the ending, go ahead and stop now. Minute, we'll say at 7:30. Spoiler, full on spoiler. Okay, so Booster Gold tries to do, you know, this meet cute. He ends up at the Wayne Manor because, and he tries to like introduce Bruce to Selina. Thomas Wayne, fresh out off a heart attack, is at home, and Booster Gold kind of busts in and is like, meet cute again. Ramblings of a crazy person. Alfred kind of steps in to say security, and Selina just like slashes his throat. And then again, Booster, poor guy, it thinks that like this was going to be such a great idea, and it just all goes sideways so fast. So then Thomas Wayne, you know, you get a little more backstory about what happened. He says here, you know, Selina, I closed the orphanage. I did it. You know, I did the work that put you away. I paid for the cell. You know, take me, leave my son. So he's sacrificing himself. So Selina obviously then goes and kills Thomas, pretty much slashing him, you know, to bits. Meanwhile, old Batman, who is Dick Grayson in this reality and uses guns, shows up. As the confrontation rages on, Martha Wayne comes in and she's like, Thomas. Well then, as Batman's trying to shoot Selina, Martha Wayne gets in the way, gets shot, and Bruce kills Batman. So what I want to dive into is, I don't know if Tom King did this on purpose. If he did, bravo. But if you notice, the two things that Batman, or that Bruce Wayne loves, probably the two biggest pieces of his life, Batman and Catwoman, are what kills his parents. You know, Catwoman kills his dad, and Batman kills his mom. Not accidentally, but he still does it. Then Bruce has to kill Batman. Shoots him right in the head. The amount of like stuff that you could probably crack open and unpack and just infer from this. Like, you know, what is this is this going to be the moment that drives Bruce to finally, like, now that his parents are dead, and he actually even had to, you know, so the two things he loves, Catwoman and Batman, kill his parents, and then they themselves are killed. It's Batman kills Catwoman, he kills Batman, and Booster Gold is just, I don't know, a piece of crap. It just blows my mind. Again, there are levels there that I can't even express, but they're there. And it's amazing. The storytelling, the imagery, perfect. So I have definitely been enjoying Tom King's run on Batman. The wedding issues should be coming up, which should be exciting. Booster Gold is a piece of crap. Subscribe, we're here. Watch some more videos. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you next time.